This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses, where comfort meets innovation, giving you the perfect night's sleep you've been dreaming of. Are you tired of tossing and turning all night, struggling to find a comfortable position? Look no further than Novilla Mattresses, the ultimate sleep solution designed with your comfort in mind. Experience the luxury of a good night's sleep with Novilla's advanced mattress technology. Their mattresses are crafted using the finest materials, providing the perfect balance of support and softness. Whether you prefer a plush feel or a firmer surface, Novilla has a mattress that caters to your unique sleep preference. But what sets Novilla apart from the rest? It's their commitment to innovation and quality. Each mattress is thoughtfully engineered to provide optimal spinal alignment, reducing pressure points, and ensuring you wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated every morning. Say goodbye to restless nights and hello to blissful sleep with Novilla's cutting-edge cooling technology. Their mattresses are designed to regulate temperature, keeping you cool and comfortable throughout the night. No more waking up in a sweat, just pure, uninterrupted sleep. Worried about allergens and dust mites? Don't be. Novilla mattresses are hypoallergenic and resistant to common allergens, ensuring a healthier sleep environment for you and your loved ones. And here's the best part. Novilla is committed to affordability. They believe that everyone deserves a great night's sleep without breaking the bank. That's why their mattresses are competitively priced, giving you the best value for your money. But don't just take our word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already made the switch to Novilla. Even when your mom comes to my place, just know she's getting a great night's sleep, among other things. Experience the difference for yourself and discover what it truly means to sleep like you've never slept before. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% off any purchase you make through Novilla directly. Ready to transform your sleep experience? Visit their website today and choose the Novilla mattress that suits your needs. Your journey to a better night's sleep starts now with Novilla mattresses. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you want it the most, there's no easy way out. When you're ready to go and your heart's left in doubt, don't give up on your faith, but come to those who believe it, and that's the way it is. That's the way it is. Hello, and what is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Welcome to the show today, folks. What's been going on with me? What's been going on? I have a kind of disappointing story to tell. Disappointing? What brand of disappointing of a story do I have to tell today? It's this brand.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
It's the I played myself kind of story. So, bad news, everyone, because this show is about me. So, strap in for the next hour to 2 hours of everything I'm about to say. So, I was at a store, I was picking up, toiletries, like toothpaste and shit, and a guy walks into the aisle, and he also has a girl with him, so clearly he's trying to impress her. This asshole, he says, go to me, so I'm in the toothpaste aisle. Hey man, the hair gel's in the other aisle. And I was like, oh, haha, I'm good. Just being a dick, just being normal. Like how normal people interact, not bringing up random shit and trying to just be a little sassy boy in the store. But the problem is, the real problem that I realized is I had a good comeback later. Y'all ever have one of those moments where you're waiting, there's you have a good comeback but you only think about it later, in the shower or before bed and shit like that? Well, that happened to me.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yep, I played myself. Here was the comeback I would have had. So he asked me, he was like, hey man, hair gel's in the other aisle. And first of all, we're going to get back to the hair gel, but what I would say is I'm like, no, man, I got plenty at your mom's house when I fuck her. Something similar to that, you got to land the timing correctly. But timing is everything. If I could rewind time, that's 100%. You can rewind time, but you can only go back a week tops. And they're like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this man's existence. Because, I don't know, on this show, I can be a dick, but that's kind of like the whole performance art of everything and like what I do on this show. But in real life, I'm way too nice to people, and I think way too nice, way too kind, and yeah, it's a problem. Something I go over with my therapist. But goddamn, I wish I would have got that guy good. When in doubt, you can always say you're fucking someone's mom, man, woman, non-binary, Gleox. The three-headed dragons from Tears of the Kingdom. I think that's a gender now, if I'm not sure. Gleox, they're new inventions, right? I haven't played a ton of Zelda games, but I finished. Basically, all I have to do left in Tears of the Kingdom is defeat Ganondorf or Ganon. I don't know. The Tears of the Breath of the Wild, it was Ganon, but then they're like Ganondorf, the Demon King, shit like that. And, it's like, I think I want to finish every shrine. I'm probably single digits now on how many shrines I have left in Tears of the Kingdom. But I did say we're going to go back to the hair gel shit. Now, if you know anything about hair, you know that hair gel is probably the worst of all products to use for your hair. Like, it'll give you that, greasy kind of wet look and, like the spiky hair that doesn't look like natural hair. It looks crisp and stuff like that. That's what hair gel does. And if you actually want, like, what I have in my hair or what anyone else with cool hair has, you have to get a product like a pomade. That's a classic. Most people know about pomades. But those are more for, like, the classic slick back. I usually like a lot of volume in my hair. Because I'm better than you.
I identify as a fucking threat.
And I typically use a hair clay. I've been really rocking Lockhart's matte clay. And I remember for a while in the packaging it said it has a lot of good hold. I'm going to tell you, hold is great. And everything about it is great. And it's cheaper than a lot of other good ones too. So we're like that hair clay. There's pomades, I mentioned that. There's hair creams, which that's a very lightweight kind of stuff that makes your hair give a natural look. And yeah, there's plenty of other things too that'll help you out. But yeah, only like kids use hair gel. Like I hate, and I kind of wish I could just ruin that guy's life. You ever just wish you could ruin someone's? I don't know. Do I want to ruin his life? No, I don't want to ruin his life. I'm sorry about that. And we're not going to edit that out. I want to embarrass him and upset him. That's all I really want to do. Because, the fact that I have to think about this like a couple days later means that I should probably go out for revenge, Isn't revenge the best? Was it? No, it's lying is the best thing a girl can do with her clothes on. You're like, what episode of Lazy Town is this, That is a weird movie. That's just a weird scene. Out of context, I don't even know what movie that is. I probably need to look it up. It's Natalie Portman, I know that. But she's like wearing like a pink wig, and he's like, lying's the most fun a girl can have with her clothes on. And I don't know if that came before or after the Panic at the Disco song, but I digress. I think that's a little too much random information for me today. But yeah, thank you for clicking on my dumb fucking face, and welcome to the show. We got more coming. This is gonna be our best episode ever. I can guarantee it. Make sure you're following me wherever you first get your music. I have an announcement, aka big things coming. I'm not talking about your mom. Oh, that is my favorite joke I came up with. That is my favorite joke. I have the announcement will come next episode. By next episode you'll hear the announcement. There's a lot of things going on, but I have an announcement. Big things coming. And I'm not talking about your mom. I'm too funny. So make sure to check me out there wherever you're streaming music at. Basically, all of them. I should be on all of them. When I submit it, I click every box. I just, just in case, It's like, you see the most random streaming service, you're like, just in case, Like, you don't see any royalty money coming from there, but I have no, I shouldn't say that. I was going to tell you how much money I had in my streaming account. And look, I don't put my music up on streaming to make money. It's for a lot of other reasons, but okay, never mind. We're going to move on. Follow me on social media, at TheSchweezy everywhere. Everywhere you get social media, Instagram, maybe joining Threads soon, maybe coming with, big things coming, like your mom. But, so yeah, make sure you follow me there. That way you get announced on when I release music, when I post podcasts. I would say when I'm going streaming, but I am taking a break from streaming. But you can still, combine it with your Amazon Prime account, connect it to the Twitch, and support me that way. Patreon page too. We got Cash App. We got PayPal. All those are great ways to say thank you for being a friend. And yeah, those are the all stars. But make sure that if you're listening to the show right now, make sure you're checking out the YouTube page. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment on, our highlights, which we do make so you can share with your friends so they don't have to go to a random time mark in a video or audio. Share those with your friends. Leave us comments. I always like to hear what your thoughts are and update you on stuff like that as well. And if you're on the audio platforms, make sure you leave a review. Give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star rating, and be cool too. Be cool to your school. I do have an announcement, though. This isn't an announcement. This is continuation from last week's episode. So last week we talked about Colleen Ballinger, aka Miranda Sings. We all know her. She made the cringiest video of 2023. ... So far, it's like the year still. We're just halfway through this shit. But anyways, though, there was a thing where people were saying she published her song and is copyright striking all the reaction videos, which, is a smart move. And H3 is the big proponent in that. Now, there has been word that they did take it down, but they did take down all that, they stopped, doing copyright strikes. So I tested it last week. We put a big chunk of Toxic Gossip Train for you. Sorry for those who had to listen to that shit. But, yeah, I put it up there, and we also did a highlight for it too. Both the full podcast episode and the highlight did not get a copyright strike. Nothing at all. Which I was really surprised. We used footage from Pulp Fiction, and that did not get flagged, which is also very surprising. So, thing to say, was H3 lying about the copyright strike? I don't know. I'm not going to start rumors unless I have like fucking facts and receipts and tea for the tea and stuff like that. But I don't know. But like if you also think about it with H3, I like them. I like H3 and stuff like that. But they do seem like it is the kind of show that would make up drama to be more interesting. I don't know. I don't want to say too many bad things. I do like Ethan and Neela a lot. But yeah, I don't know. So maybe they need to fix. If they're lying about it, they need to fix it. If not, and I'm just in a weird spot with that, gonna just leave it at that. I've also realized, and I think in realizing this, I've matured a lot. A lot of times you date someone and then you break up, and a lot of times you wish bad things on your exes. And now I have a couple exes, and here's the problem. When I was dating them, they looked great. Like, they were great looking. Great looking, in really good shape, looking great, yada, yada, yada. And then we stopped dating, and, time has passed, and now they don't look good anymore. Now I have exes that don't look good anymore. And, I'm also saying this as a fat guy myself, or a chubbier guy myself. Usually you would say, like, good, they deserved it. They deserve becoming ugly. But in my mind, I do not want my exes to get fat and ugly.
What?
I want my exes to maintain their beauty. Everything else bad that happens to them can happen to them. But the only thing I really want them to have is to maintain their beauty. Because when they looked good when I dated, and then we broke up, and now they don't look good anymore, who does that make look worse? Her or me? Me, obviously. That's what this show's about. Everything's about me. So, yeah, it makes me look bad when my exes get fat and ugly, And, sometimes we just need a little motivation, I've been recently going through like a little The only word I'll say is unmotivational time period in my life. So, I'm not shaming them for that. I'm just saying, my exes, if you're for some reason listening to this podcast, which would be the biggest surprise of my life if one of you are listening to this show. Only thing I'm going to say is keep yourself looking good, okay? Because it makes me look bad, and that's what's really important in life, making me look bad. And I don't like that. I don't like that look.
Let's go full throttle.
Go full throttle and fix things up. So let's get into previous week right now. What is previous week right now? You may be asking. Well, it's just last week's news right now that we'll be going over now and going into it. So without further ado,
let's just jump into it.
Okay. From ABC Australia. Now, recently I did learn that the ABC in America stands for American Broadcasting Company, similar to how BBC and CBC stand for British Broadcasting Company, not Big Black Cocks, as some of you may be thinking, or CBC, or Canadian Broadcasting Company. I think this ABC, the A stands for Australia. Australia, mate. So let's go into it. So this is from the Australian ABC, not the United States ABC. Robot conductor makes debut in South Korea. A 1.8 meter robot conductor, Ever 6, made its debut performance in a sold-out concert at the National Theatre of Korea in Seoul on Friday, June 30th. The on-stage live experiment was a collaboration between the National Orchestra of Korea and Korea Institute of Industrial Technology. The robot took the stage as a conductor leading the concert, aptly named Absence. It's like the name for tag is just Absence. It was a performance which tested the roles and relationship between art and science when a conductor is absent. The experiment explored the question, in a world where artificial intelligence is slowly spreading in daily life, can machines have a place in music? Leading researcher Lee Dong-wook said, "We got involved in this project to see how far robots can go in more creative fields like the arts and what the challenges are. Ever 6 is part of a series of female androids the Korea Institute of Industrial Technology has been developing since 2003, a combination of the biblical Eve and R for robot. Ever, so that's what he said. 6 uses motion capture technology and sensor attachments to learn a conductor baton trajectory. The 1.8 meter tall robot is modeled after the human body, complete with a neck and arms that can move quickly, mimicking the speed and movement of a human conductor. However, unlike a real conductor, it currently has no capacity to listen or communicate with facial expressions. During the high-profile concert, Eve R6 led the National Orchestra of Korea alongside a human conductor, Choi Soo-yul, who is the artistic director of Bussin Philharmonic Orchestra. Movements by a conductor are very detailed, Choi said. The robot was able to present such detailed moves much better than I had imagined. The most challenging area for robots is real-time sympathy and communication, Joy said. According to the orchestra, art has long been a uniquely human domain, especially in the field of music and conducting. As humans and robots could learn to coexist, Absence brings hope of a world of collaboration and efficiency where technology can help us carry out tasks that would have been impossible or taken a long time for humans alone. But Ever 6, which doesn't yet have generative artificial intelligence and data learning incorporated in its programming, might still have some practicing to do. Kim Bo-Dilsem, a flautist who played in the orchestra, observed, "We were busy keeping up with the robot's commands because it did not consider the players breathing. It was also disappointing that we could not communicate with the conductor because the robot does not have communication abilities such as eye contact during the performance," she said in a recent interview with the Korea Times. Researcher Lee Dong-wook admitted that humans would always have the advantage over robots in creative industries as we are born with emotions and rapport, but he still thinks there's a place for robots in the music world since robots do not have the emotions that humans are born with. They are more likely to be used as supplementary tools for conductors or composers rather than directly playing the roles in creative fields such as conducting and composing, he said. So I'm super interested. I've recently just gotten a lot more into AI, and I've been very vocal in saying that I do not think AI is going to replace musicians. One, I don't know, like, it still takes a human to need to put in the commands to even, like, make a song, you know? With AI, that's one thing. The big thing is, I think us as humans, we're so obsessed with celebrity, like, the celebrity of it all. Like, like, you feel like every band you like, the front man or someone in the band is just, like, an interesting person, or someone who interests, like, multiple individuals all at once. So, with that, it's very clear that, I don't know, unless they make a robot who can do that, you know, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I don't really want to follow a fucking robot, you know? I like how they're only making women robots too. We all know the reason why they're starting out. First we're gonna make lady robots, and then we'll switch to the man. We'll make men robots maybe. What if we make robots that can, like, procreate, dude? Like, oh, I guess they technically could robot building another robot. Like, it's just if it's like building, I was thinking, like, what if a robot could get pregnant and then give birth to, like, a robot baby? Dude, that'd be so fucking weird. But I'm kind of interested at the same time. I'm also kind of interested at the same time. So yeah, but honestly though, I've looked at some AIs. I'm thinking about, like, the music industry, especially recording is where I work. Broadcast, I don't know. I think the only thing broadcast-wise that could really happen is that, like, if I die, like, an AI could make new episodes of Cancel Schweezy. And, I mean, honestly, even if it's, like, someone typing in the whole script that I say for an entire episode, it still works. Or an AI could generate after listening to over 100 episodes of Cancel Schweezy. Like, how would I go about this? Examine current events, look at questions, you know? He could do that too. But, like, mastering engineers, so if you're into music and if you're a mastering engineer, your job's gonna go, hey, dude, AIs, that's the one thing I think in recording that AIs can do way better than a human being, is just mastering. Because a lot of mastering is just final touches and stuff like that, and, like, an AI could examine the song and, you know, examines, you know, audio frequencies from other top songs and can supplement where in the song, you know, it needs to be fixed, and up, you know, EQ curves and limiting where it needs to be at a certain volume and stuff like that. So that's insane. Photography and art, you know, like painting and that kind of art, it's really bad there. That could easily replace a human being. But at the same time, though, don't you like knowing, like, you're like, oh, an AI made this. You're like, oh. I mean, like, that's interesting. But then you're like, yeah, I drew this, you know? And it's like, holy shit, you know? It's different because I guess we feel like AIs are a lot smarter, and I don't know, just the way it's able to access information is a lot different than humans. So, you know, when a human can do it, it's like, whoa. But when, like, a robot can do it, you're like, well, you know, probably can already do that, you know? That's interesting. But of all the things in, like, a band that could be replaced, I guess this is more of an orchestra, but orchestra or wind ensemble, the conductor, you know? And I've made jokes in the past, like, why don't we all just, you know, play to a click track and all get in-ears? But, like, you have, like, 80 people, like, that's not gonna work. So, you can't do that. So, like, the conductor's not, like, you know, I was thinking here, I'm like, like, well, and sometimes it's kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I think in bands that have conductors, jazz groups, like, you could get away without having a conductor, like, 100%. You have a good drummer, you just have to have a band leader that counts shit off, you know, or be like the drummer to count it off or something like that, you know. So, interesting stuff like that. Orchestras and wind ensembles, stuff like that, you definitely need a real human conductor. It's just, you know, because, like, it's not going to take hard to get a robot to, you know, conduct in 4/4, but, like, when you have, like, small intricacies in arrangements of music, it's just, I don't know, I don't think, because it would have to be programmed, and someone who's, you know, currently, you know, I'm composing and arranging in Finale, which, fuck that program, dude. I will literally drop my phone on my desk and the program crashes. Fuck Finale. Make music, figure that shit out. It's not my computer from 2012. That's not the problem. For my 2012 MacBook running 2014 Finale. I don't know. What even is the current Finale? I'll look it up after the show. No one wants to fucking listen to me fucking Google search shit. But anyways, though, what's everyone's thoughts on AI? I think realistically, what we're gonna expect, we're gonna have a huge boom in it. We're gonna talk about like what's ethical and not ethical with AIs. You know, I think that conversation and definitely going a long way, especially with the writer strike in Hollywood and the Actors Guild on strike too. So I think AIs are going to become more assistant type things, you know, because, okay, so I have to, you know, I'm just thinking about like, oh, there's a sheet music and I just need to, like, what I'd have to do initially would just be like manually insert all the notes and put all the dynamics and expressions in, especially with sheet music. Well, with AI, like if I have a piece of music that I'm going to make a whole arrangement out of, I can take a picture of it and expect AI to just pop it up on like the computer screen. It's similar to like if you have an iPhone and like you have a photo, you can copy the text. Like everything is coming similar to that. So very interesting.
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
Cool talk about AI, guys. All right, this one we're gonna get into it. This is our main. I like to think of this as like the main article of the week from WTRF. Religious leader says Barbie movie has demonic influences and children who see the movie will behave differently. A religious leader is telling the public to not see the newest Barbie movie because it has demonic influences and any child who sees it will behave differently. Ivan Tuttle is the founder of Ivan Tuttle Ministries International located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Of course it's fucking Murfreesboro, goddamn. It's a suburb outside of, I feel like it's a suburb outside of Nashville. I want to say that. Tuttle took to Facebook to warn the public of the new Barbie movie. It is full of demonic influences, and do not be surprised if your child suddenly starts to behave differently. The Lord showed me the millions of demons that will be released on your children. Don't take this lightly. They are coming for your children. The Facebook post reached a lot of people, and Tuttle responded to those who have criticized him. Those that are sharing this post, making fun of it, God loves you too. God sees who you are, and he is there to help you. Just cry out to him. He will help you. God bless. According to his biography, Tuttle died once and was dead for about 3 hours, and during those 3 hours, he experienced hell and heaven and came back to life. Tuttle wrote a book about his experience called A Journey to Hell, Heaven, and Back. Oh, so he's one of those who wrote one of those kind of books. I remember back in my Christian days, there were multiple books like 30 Minutes in Hell or 30 Minutes in Heaven, and people talked about their experience, like they were pronounced dead for a little bit, and they're like, I was in heaven, it was so cool. Then I came back to earth, and people were like, oh, I'm just depressed. And and it's weird to talk about that. Especially if you're reading religious texts, the Bible doesn't, there's no real mention of hell. Hell's like a Christian thing. Like Jews don't believe in hell, and the Christians, let's just be real. I'll try not to say Christians. I'll say evangelicals, because those are the real problem. Evangelicals will typically, they're the ones who really brought up hell, fire and brimstone. It was like a scare tactic to get people to follow God, or a scare tactic to get people to go to church and give them money. Let's be honest, that's what it's about. So, see, I never know, because when people are like, I spent 30 minutes in hell, I'm like, just, even if I still was, one of them God people, I wouldn't believe it. I don't believe in hell. I don't think there's enough proof, and I think it's just a scare tactic. So, that's how I believe this guy is fucking lying, because hell doesn't exist. So this guy is full of shit. I want to play. What do I have?
I was told
he was a piece of shit. But then we get to the demonic influences in the Barbie movie. I think the meme that I used, while I was reading, if you're watching, it's basically a demon speaking to someone. It's like, skip church and go see the Barbie movie instead. That's great. Now, as I'm recording this, I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet, but I'll at some point see it, you know. I don't know. I might just be one of those wait till it. The only movies I really see in theaters anymore are the Marvel movies, or maybe some DC stuff too. It's hard to get me to theaters, or to want to go to a theater. I'm like, even worst case scenario, it's like I'll just watch someone's fucking iPhone recording of it in the theater. Millions of demons, but like the Lord showed me the millions of demons. That's just so weird how like people just believe that like that shit exists. Like, oh, what did we talk about? Well, demons or whatever. And I guess maybe it was like Jesus freed people from demons, which even then, like, maybe mental health problems? Wasn't mental health problems for a while just demons, you know? You're like, this guy has lost his mind because this guy's wife died and he just lost his mind. He must have a demon inside of him. What? I remember when we went from demons to be like, looks like you got, they would be like, looks like you got demons in your body. Here, smoke some cocaine and drink a bottle of whiskey, or snort some cocaine and drink a bottle of whiskey. You'll feel better in the morning. And yeah, the greatest mental health benefit is just doing drugs and self-care. Self-care is just doing drugs. Self-care is just drinking and doing drugs, folks. That's what it is. That's what we're keeping it as. And so if you think I'm here to warn everyone, your voice of reason here, Daddy Schweezy, your voice of reason here to say, demons are not coming for your children because demons don't exist. And because demons don't exist, that means your children can see the Barbie movie and not be influenced by Satan. I'm just going to say that because also Satan doesn't exist either. So if you didn't know that, do it. And if you think he does exist, prove it. Okay? Prove it. You know? I've been to church. I went to church for like 24 years. Prove it. Prove Satan exists. Prove it. But the Barbie movie, it is PG-13. So I will say this. If your kids aren't 13, maybe don't take them to it, you know? Like it's probably if it's rated PG-13, a bunch of people at a studio were like, you know what? I don't think kids should see this. I think this is more like like a teenager to adult thing. So we're gonna let it be them. So,
be gone, thought.
That's what you say to the demons. Be gone, thought. All right, last article we got here today for the news. This is from American songwriter Jake Owen and Jason Isbell exchange words on Twitter over Jason Aldean's "Try That in a Small Town" and songwriting. Jake Owen and Jason Isbell have been engaging in an ongoing online feud over Jason Aldean's controversial video for "Try That in a Small Town." Aldean came under fire after releasing the video for "Try That in a Small Town." Earlier this week, CMT pulled Aldean's video for allegedly advocating violence. The war of words started when Isbell tweeted about the controversy regarding Aldean and the fact that he didn't even write the song. Dare Aldean to write his next single himself. That's what we try in my small town, Isbell wrote. Okay, here you go, at Jason Aldean. I'm challenging you to write a song yourself, all alone. If you're a recording artist, make some art. The King of Oklahoma singer typed in a follow-up tweet. Owen responded to Isbell's tweet, giving criticism on the thoughts regarding Aldean's recent song and video. Jason, you're always the first to get behind your keyboard and spout off with this stupid shit. But shit's censored. In my small town, you just walk up to the guy and be a man to his face if you want the smoke. Not tweet it at him, tough guy. Owen wrote, a few hours later, Isbell clapped back. What really gets me about this is that it's saying, if you don't believe you can physically overpower me, you aren't allowed to publicly disagree with me. What does that say to the people in your life who aren't big, strong boys? They just have to shut up, Isbell wrote. Isbell then shared a screenshot of a suspended Twitter account he believed to be Jason Aldean's. I tried to tag him, but it looks like his account has been suspended. Y'all are the tough guys. I'm just a songwriter, wrote Isbell. As it turns out, Isbell shared a photo of an account that did not actually belong to Aldean, the If I Didn't Love You singer's real Twitter account. is still activated. Owen added, I spent my entire career trying to promote positivity at my shows, off the stage, wherever I am. I don't like division or hate. That's why I responded to this previous tweet. Being crass, I replied because I was offended by Jason Isbell's insinuation that if you don't write your own songs, you're less than or not a real artist. He went on to say, I've had a record deal for almost 20 years. I feel deep down that I am a good writer. I've written a lot of songs and recorded many of them. I'm just a fan of songs. I don't need to write everything in order to prove to myself or anyone that I'm a real artist. If it wasn't for incredible songwriters, I know for a fact I wouldn't have had the career I have had. I'm forever grateful for the many songwriters that have thought I was worthy enough to record their song, their idea. I bet George Jones was grateful for Bobby Braddock and Curly Putman for a song called He Stopped Loving Her Today. Owen concluded, I bet Jason Isbell is grateful at Morgan Wallen recorded his song Cover Me Up. I am a Jason Isbell music fan, always have been. I understand his takes on things can be polarizing. I chime in when I feel like there's a low blow being thrown. The write your own songs dagger cuts me deep because I think that is the wrong way to encourage artists trying to make it. And quite frankly, Jason Isbell has a large voice. He is respected. I know I've made a great living and have been fortunate enough to support my family, not because I am better than anyone. I'm lucky, and I've just tried to record the best songs that I love. I think most artists do that. I came in hot on the conversation because I'm passionate about it. I listened to Jason Isbell and Jason Aldean in retrospective. I should have clarified from the jump, but my human emotions got in the way. I'm sure some won't see my point, but this is my attempt at clarity. Several prominent figures in the music industry publicly shared their disdain for the song and video, including Sheryl Crow, Jason Aldean. I'm from a small town. Even people in small towns are sick of violence. There's nothing small town or American about promoting violence. You should know that better than anyone having survived a mass shooting. This is not American or small town like, it's just lame, Crow tweeted. So, yeah, I guess everyone wants to know my opinion. My mom asked me my opinion on the Jason Aldean song. Like, first of all, look, I think this article also proves he didn't write the song. I don't know how many of his songs he actually writes, but yeah, he didn't write the song. So I know what happened in the room where the song was written. I don't know how many fucking people probably wrote this song, but it's more than 3. I'll Google this here. You know, try that in a small town. Let's look at the artist. I hate that I looked it up because I'm part of the problem. All right. How many writers were on this song? Where's the Wikipedia page for this? All right, Wikipedia. Okay, so I'll have to type Wikipedia into the Google search. Okay, Wikipedia. All right, try that in a small town. All right, so we have Kelly Lovelace, Neil Thrasher, Tully Kennedy, and Kurt Allison. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 writers and a different producer as well. The producer doesn't get writing credits. It means they were not in the room when the song was written. So that's interesting. So it took 5 people. Okay, so before like Jason and the band and everything, it took 5 people to even get this song made. So and that's the question I think Jason Isbell has, where the integrity of a songwriter does. And I don't know. I don't listen to Jason Aldean. Why don't I listen to Jason Aldean? Because I don't like it when my ears bleed. So that's my problem. That song came out in May. How is it just now? I guess the music video must have came out. This song came out in May. No one talked about it. Okay, that's insane. That is insane. That it came out 2 months ago. Almost, and then now is where we have the problem. Yeah, I don't think, Jason Isbell is a songwriter. I also want to say about the Morgan Wallen is that when you write a song, you're like, yeah, anyone can cover it. I don't give a shit. And I think when Morgan Wallen put the song, because Jason Isbell is great in his own right. I don't think he has I know where he lives, actually. A friend told me while he was working for Amazon delivering, they went to his house, and it was like his wife's name. It was like Jason Isbell on the package, and then he met his wife. stuff like that. Apparently they're very nice people, I've heard, and I know where they live. I'm not going to tell you. So these are both Nashville artists too. That's the thing, like two worlds, like, and they're almost different worlds. So I don't know. For me and my integrity as a songwriter, like, I think it's okay to have co-writes, and sometimes you perform someone else's song. But I don't know. I feel like at the same time, like, when I say there's 4 songwriters on a song, like, and unless someone's recording the whole session of, like, people's thoughts and shit like that, we don't know who came up with more lyrics. And, like, we could say, like, Kelly Lovelace actually wrote the song, but Neil Thrasher, Tully Kennedy, and Kurt Allison were in the room while it happened. So, so, like, I don't know. It's like, I want people to write their own songs, but it's okay to have a little help too. But, yeah, I think the real problem is, like, try that in a small town. Like, that's just, first of all, promoting violence, and the fact that it's like, if a man can't physically overpower a man, don't say shit to him. Like, we should be past violence at this point. Like, we shouldn't be violent. We should be past violence. Like, if you're last strike, try it again, and I'll go for you. I like to, and I know I'm not good about, like, don't say shit unless you're worried about getting into a fight. I'm like, no, look, I will say shit, and I'll even threaten people, but I don't want to get into an actual fight. This is a whole crazy. And, I'm actually from a small town. I grew up in a town of 1,000 people, probably less. And I gotta say, where it's a lot more Republican and stuff like that there, but, like, if someone's gay, they're not gonna, unless you're just a violent person in general, then it's not gonna be a problem. People will be fine with you for the most part. They may not, like, agree with it, but they're not gonna fucking, like, murder you for it. The only time, like in a small town someone gets murdered, it's just like they're already violent people anyways. Like, they're just naturally violent and stuff like that. So as someone from a small town, and I don't think Jason Aldean's from a small town, I can say I know what to try, not try in a small town. It is convenient I am white, though. Like, that is very convenient for small towns. But I don't know, small towns are very community-based and very helpful with one another. And people want a good town. And, like, the thing about small towns is why people like it there is there's not that much crime and hate and violence and stuff like that. So, it's really not answering. It's really trying to make an anthem for, like, country guys, violent country guys. It's kind of just their anthem, not necessarily an anthem for people who live in a small town. I don't know. Maybe I should write my own comeback to this, my own little comeback. That'd be fun. FNX Fitness, the ultimate destination for fitness enthusiasts looking to reach their peak performance and achieve their health goals. Are you tired of the same old fitness routines that leave you feeling uninspired and unmotivated? Look no further than FNX Fitness, where they bring a fresh and innovative approach to your fitness journey. At FNX Fitness, they believe that true fitness goes beyond just physical strength. It's about nourishing your body and mind and soul to unlock your full potential. That's why they offer a wide range of high-quality supplements and products designed to support your active lifestyle. Fuel your workouts and enhance your recovery with the scientifically formulated supplements. From pre-workout energizers to post-workout recovery blends, FNX Fitness has you covered every step of the way. Their products are carefully crafted using premium ingredients, ensuring you get the nutrients you need to perform at your best. But FNX Fitness is more than just supplements. It's a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion for fitness and well-being. Join their supportive community and gain access to expert advice, workout tips, and motivational content that will keep you inspired and on track towards your goals. They understand that fitness is a personal journey, which is why they offer a wide range of products to cater to your individual needs. Whether you're a seasoned athlete looking to take your performance to the next level or a beginner taking your first steps towards a healthier lifestyle, FNX Fitness has the tools and resources to support you every step of the way. But don't just take my word for it. Join the thousands of satisfied customers who have already experienced the FNX Fitness difference. Transform your fitness routine and unlock your full potential with FNX Fitness. And using our code in the description, you can save 15% off your order from their website. Ready to take your fitness to the next level? Visit their website on your nearest or your nearest retailer today and discover the power of FNX Fitness. Elevate your performance, fuel your passion, and become the best version of yourself with FNX Fitness. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Cash App, the easiest way to send, spend, and save money with just a few taps on your phone. Are you tired of dealing with the hassle of carrying cash or waiting in long lines at the bank? With Cash App, you can say goodbye to those inconveniences and hello to a seamless financial experience. Sending money to friends and family has never been easier, whether you're splitting the bill at dinner, paying your share of rent, or simply sending a birthday gift. Cash App lets you transfer money instantly, directly from your bank account. No need to worry about writing checks or handling physical cash anymore. But Cash App doesn't stop there. It's complete financial ecosystem right at your fingertips. Use the app to easily pay for your morning coffee, groceries, or even your monthly subscriptions. With just a simple scan or tap, you can make purchases at millions of locations, both online and offline. And here's the best part. Cash App helps you save money too. With its innovative Boost feature, you can unlock exclusive discounts and cashback rewards at popular retailers, restaurants, and even your favorite services. It's like having your own personal saving assistant, always looking out for the best deals. Worried about security? Cash App has you covered. With top-notch encryption and advanced security features, your financial information is always protected. Plus, if you have ever had any questions or concerns, Cash App's dedicated customer support team is available 24/7 to assist you. So why wait? Join millions of satisfied users and experience the convenience, speed, and savings that Cash App brings to your financial life. Download the app today from your app store and start sending, spending, and saving money like never before. Luckily, the best part is, if you sign up using the link in the description, you get a free $5 just for signing up. That's literally just free money. So join Cash App today. The future of money is here. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Can anybody tell me what can I do with these ladybugs?
All right, so I watched the show, and I gotta say, of a lot of things that interest me from Investigation Discovery, this one may possibly be, this may possibly be one of my favorite shows. This might be one of my favorite shows of all time. Probably not that big of a fan. Sounds like I'm a big fan. It's not my favorite show of all time. Why did I even say that? That's not true. It's a show called I Almost Got Away with It. Basically, to summarize the show, basically what happens is an individual or individuals got away, a lot of times they murdered someone. A majority of it's like they killed someone, just like one person, or they're doing crimes or anything there. So they either avoid getting caught altogether, or, which I think are the more interesting ones, is like people will legitimately escape prison, like, and get out, and there's a lot of seasons of I Almost Got Away with It. There's a lot of seasons. I mean, I know it's hard and difficult to escape from prison. It has to be difficult. But is it more possible than I thought it would be? I mean, these guys talk about, they planned, a month in advance, They weren't, you do have to plan it out. You just can't be I'm going to run for it, see what happens. You got to, they plan for it, invest, do all their stuff. To figure it out, and super interesting. Yeah, it's super interesting stuff. Just a reminder, if you're ever dealing with law enforcement, I don't care if you're guilty, I don't care if you're innocent. Lawyer the fuck up and shut the fuck up. That is the best advice ever given about police officers, because police officers' jobs is, because we live in a capitalistic society, is that they just need to catch someone and put them in jail. If a crime happens, they just need to arrest someone and put them on trial. It doesn't matter if they're guilty or innocent. That's all they're trying to do, because it makes it look like they have the situation taken care of. And that's why the police will ask you questions, but you don't have to answer their questions, because this is which one is it? Is it this one?
This is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
You don't have to. You have the the right to remain silent. That'd be all horrible. Well, you have the right to remain. You have the right. You have the right to remain silent, and you are given a lawyer. You can get a lawyer. So, and I tell this to like my mom, who's probably not ever getting in real legal trouble. She's not getting in real legal trouble. I'm like, I don't care if you're probably innocent, and a lot of times people probably are innocent. And yeah, you gotta, the cops are gonna use anything you say against you, and they will make up shit as well. So, because cops aren't good people, and a lot of the worst trait about me is probably that watching the show, I never root for the law enforcement, and in movies I'll root for them, because it's fictional. And real cops don't save people. But in movies they do, so you can support them in the movies. But and these guys are all fucking squares and narcs and shit like that. I'm like, of course I'm not going to root for them. But then, you just meet this guy, you're like, I killed my wife. And you're like, I'm rooting for you to stay out of prison, buddy. That's, do I have, where is it?
This is the type of guy you get.
That's me. So, very interesting. So just shut the fuck up. Also, my favorite part of this show is that so they have the actual ex-fugitive on the show giving you account. Sometimes they're lying about what actually happened, but when it comes to being on the run, on the lam, they're just like, I'll tell you what happened. Here's what happened. People will be will be fugitives for 15 plus years and stuff like that. It's insane how long they work. And, a lot of this is before the internet was a big thing, but man, the 70s, what a time to be alive. You just fucking murder someone and you have a good chance of getting away with it. That's why people are racking in double digits. It's because getting away with it, and cops are just arresting people for no reason. And then, yeah. And also with the show, we're talking about the reenactment. So they do the reenactment. They have to tell the story, and then they do the reenactment. And the best part about the reenactment is the actors look nothing like the real people. Nothing at all. I usually skip episodes with people of color being the fugitive. I don't know. It just feels wrong. Something feels wrong about it. Because I don't know, the whole history with the police and black people, I don't know, something just doesn't sit right in my body. I don't know, when it's white people, I don't know, I feel it's okay. I'm like, that fucking white guy deserved it, but I don't want to be like, that black guy deserved it. I'm like, that, I don't want to feel that way. But I did watch one episode of a black guy, and I'm going to tell you, this guy, at least when he was younger, when he was older, he didn't look so tough, but when he was younger, if you typed in black thug into an AI art generator, this guy's picture would come up. You just type in black thug, this dude, and he did a lot of crimes too, so we can make fun of him. Anyways, though, he escaped to he went to Mexico and then all the Southern America, all those Spanish speaking countries south of America,
Be gone, fuck!
That's not it.
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
This is America, you dumb son of a bitch, okay?
So, yeah. What black actor do you think would have hired him? I'm going to tell you, they didn't hire a black actor. This guy, I kid you not, he may have been half black, but he looked super Puerto Rican, super Mexican. You have a hard time guessing that guy's race, but it's 100% not black. Maybe a little black, but he's not 100% black. He looks Puerto Rican. I really think he looked Puerto Rican. I'm like, they got a Puerto Rican guy to play a black guy in a reenactment. And I'm not saying that he didn't do a good job. He did a great job. Obviously the Puerto Rican reenactment actor, but they have the perfect black guys to play the part, playing it's a ton of black cops too on the reenactment too. I'm like, this seems wrong. This seems weird. and stuff like that. And a lot of them are there's a lot of people from Florida on this show. And like, I get you're not Scott. And the best part about the Florida people is that when most people commit crimes, on the show, they either flee the country or go like the complete opposite way in the United States of, the state they're from. The people in Florida, they just, for the most part, just stay in Florida. They're like, I don't know anywhere else in the world. One guy was like a cocaine addict at the time. He's like, Miami, Miami's no, it was Tampa. It was like, it's the cocaine capital of the world. Why would I want to live anywhere else? Like, why would you mean? I agree. Why would you want to live anywhere else? I agree with the one, but like, if you don't want to go to prison, you need to live somewhere else, dude. It's insane. But then, like, there's the ethical question of it all.
What?
The ethical question is, like, a lot of these guys, they may have killed one person, okay? Like, one person. Then say they're from, like, Washington. They basically start a whole new life in, North Carolina. They start, like, a whole brand new-ass life in North Carolina. And then they never commit a crime ever again in their life. Isn't that the reform we wanted all along? I mean, obviously justice needs to happen, but like, that's kind of the reform that we're talking about, like, isn't the whole point of prison reform? But like, if a guy escapes prison and then never commits a crime again, like, shouldn't we just let him be? Apparently he's fixed. So obviously, if they're not committing, a lot of guys they'll continue to commit crimes after they leave, and that's how they got cut. But like, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like if they don't commit a crime, and they just live their normal lives, like one guy, he was like, he owned a video rental store, and like people around town knew him, and hey, how you doing, bud? Hey, he was like a fixture in the community. So like, it's insane. But yeah, it's like insane. Someone would be like, yeah, I escaped prison and I haven't been caught in over 20 years. I'm like, God damn. But like, the stress of all that has to be killer. Because like, I've been stressed over situations that may, like, stuff that like something could happen about this. And not, personal shit. We're not talking about personal shit here. And, like, that's some of that stuff. And just like makes your stomach just churn, like that stress for the longest time. Like, you walk, like, you're just, you're out somewhere walking and you see a police officer doing, something with someone else, not somewhere where you're not the problem. And like, you're just like, your fucking heart palpitates like so fast, dude. Like, that had to be insane. And, these square fucking narc cops, they treat these fugitives, like, they talk about these fugitives like they're Batman, and like this fugitive's the Joker. Like, they act like that, like this is a big ass deal. Like, dude, come on. You're not fucking Batman. If anything, you're the corrupt police officer that thinks Jim Gordon is dumb for not taking like fucking public handouts for money and shit like that. Anyways, you're not Jim Gordon. You're not Batman. You're that guy behind the desk. That's what you are. Yeah, it is weird. Like, I don't support any of the cops in this show. I wonder what that says about me. You're like, I'm going to support the murderer. I guess I'm able to remove myself from like the actual crime they committed. I guess, I just see good guy, bad guy. I'm like, oh, but at the end of the day, everyone on the show is a bad person. The cops, the people who are very willing to do an interview. I'm going to be on TV and shit like that. I'm like, shut up. So, I don't know. If you're a police officer and you think you're fucking Batman, maybe quit your job. Be better. Do better. Do better than that. But, one other thing. I have a couple other things I want to talk about this. If a lot of times, like, people will, like, notice some guy they've known for, like, 5 years or whatever is actually a wanted fugitive in, like, a state far away, and someone fucking narcs and turns him in. I wouldn't do that, I would like to know the secret, though. I want to keep it, I want to keep that secret, like, to hold it over someone, because, like, having secrets can really get you get you somewhere in life, just knowing secrets about people. You can't be like overdoing it with like the guilt tripping and shit like that, or the blackmail, but you just gotta like, keep in mind, I like to meet a lot of people, be friends with them, but then I don't ask anything of them until like one day I may need to ask something of them and do that too, I try not to ask too much of other people, so don't snitch if you know someone, unless they're like, if they killed one person, fine. You know what? And if it was a long time ago and you know them now and they're a lot better person, don't do that. If they're like a serial killer, though, you turn them in, dude. That's the time you narc. You narc when you're actually in like a dangerous situation, not when it's just like one guy accidentally got into a fight with another guy and it did not end well. So don't do that. It's bad. Don't do that. It's real fucking bad. But then I've realized this show has taught me a lot of what to do to not be caught as a fugitive, which the WikiHow article probably, that might be next week's stuff. I'll look next week. WikiHow fugitive. I'll write that down now. WikiHow fugitive. But here's the advice I would give for anyone. Obviously, change your identity, get all the identification stuff changed, like figure it out. You just got to figure it out. It's gonna be a little difficult. It's gonna be a little difficult to figure out, but once you figure it out, you may work out for you. They're gonna have your fingerprints. If you can figure out how to remove your fingerprints, that might be a really good idea. But one guy on the show did, and he like lost a finger. One thing I would suggest to anyone wanting to be a fugitive. First of all, you need to figure out what to do with your tattoos. If you have a couple tattoos, if you have like a sleeve, and if you have them on your face, like you got to work on, what I would say is work on either get like laser surgery removal, or at least do a bunch of sessions of it, like do like the course or whatever. Like it may still be there faded, but then you can just cover it up with another tattoo. And that will be, because like they can't like take that off and see like the real tattoo underneath it. They're not gonna be able to do that. So make sure you either remove or cover your tattoos. I would suggest getting them removed and then getting them covered up. That may be your best. I think that's probably your best bet. The another thing is you need to change your appearance. I think if I was going on the run, I would I would shave first of all, but I don't know if shaving would actually help me too much in a situation where shaving my face. But I'd clearly go for a buzz cut probably, or change my hairstyle, maybe grow it out or grow it out long and stuff like that. I would definitely not look like this anymore. I would definitely look a lot different. Get glasses too. Like you can just buy glasses that the frame, that are just like lenses. They're doesn't help your seeing at all or whatever. You could get caught and be like, your vision really isn't that bad. Yeah, it's someone's make up some weird shit, start being a hat guy too. That's why I'd probably, go for a buzz cut and then just wear a hat all the time. I'd be that guy, like, have glasses and a hat, be that guy. And I think other stuff you could do, I'd suggest Botox is becoming surprisingly more affordable and accessible to more people. So, I think, after like there's real plastic surgery and then there's like Botox. Like Botox could really change your appearance too. I might, there's a thing like a lot of women are doing is like they're removing the fat from their faces and so they look thinner. And a lot of people look fucking strange. And if I did that, I would look so fucking different because my face is 75% cheeks. Like, it's just cheeks. That's all it is. So, those are some, like, change your appearance suggestions. If you're a cop listening to this, I'm making a joke. This is a joke show. We'll make jokes here. What else would I do? Change my appearance. Really, yeah, like, you can't go back to, I would say, clothing-wise, find inspiration for a new style and tattoo, because you change your clothing style, you're covering up any tattoos. If you don't have any tattoos, you fucking hit the jackpot. I don't know, if you got arrested already and you're escaped convict, they have your fingerprints. They may look for other identifying features too Oh, another one. Yeah, you could get colored. I mean, I guess if you do have, so if you don't have glasses, start wearing glasses. If you have glasses already, you gotta switch to contacts. And may I suggest color, change your eye color too. That would also be very interesting. And then if someone's just curious about it, it's like, I don't know, I've always liked this color more. I mean, yeah, dude, different appearance, a little Botox on the face, and then gain or lose weight, whatever one's easier for you, I'd probably get really into fitness dick in your mouth.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Oh man, I did mess it wrong. Fitness dick in your mouth.
Got him!
There we go. We fixed my problems. And yeah, so I think those would be some cool suggestions if you're a fugitive. I don't know. Has anyone else watched I Almost Got Away with It? Because very interesting shit. Very, very interesting show. Like, very captivating. And then the worst reenactment you ever saw of the situation. Good shit. All right, I want to finish this segment off with a movie that is probably going to disturb me I haven't been this disturbed by a movie since I was a child and watched Signs. And you watch Signs now, you're like, oh, you thought that was scary? But first of all, I was a child. My babysitter had brought it over for us to watch. And I don't know, some of those, like, that scene, it's like the alleyway scene, and then, like, the alien kind of walks by like Bigfoot. That scene creeps me. I don't know why that creeps me the fuck out, dude. I think it maybe just the way it was directed and shit, but that creeped me the fuck out. But nothing is as bad as this. I've luckily never seen Human Centipede. I heard a plot synopsis, so I kind of know what it's about. But movies like this, dude, this movie was fucking rough. This is the movie I'm talking about here. It's a movie called Tusk. It's a Kevin Smith movie. Almost said Kevin James movie. It's a Kevin Smith directed movie. Stars Justin Long, Haley Joel Osment. Those are the only characters I know. Oh, and Johnny Depp's in it too. And we're going to get fucking back to Johnny Depp in a second. First of all, I have a bone to pick with that dude. But this movie, Tusk, is it just disturbs me so much. And you're thinking, I'm like saying this as like, no. I've been literally thinking about this, and it just terrifies me. So, and this movie also, it's supposed to be a horror movie and a comedy at the same time, a horror comedy. And I will say up front, comedy does not work in this movie. Oh, dude, it's so bad. Okay, so anyways, though, here's my plot synopsis of the movie. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to explain the movie to you. And there's going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen a movie from 2014, that's fucking messed up. Okay, so anyways, though, Justin Long, he is a podcaster with his friend Haley Joel Osment. It's called Not See, Notsee podcast. So the joke on it is not see, and it sounds like Nazi. Those goofballs Hitler was friends with. So that's the joke of their podcast, and they watch viral videos and talk about it and stuff like that, and they kind of make fun of people, and it's a very big podcast, which even for 2014, that's the only podcast, there's only a handful of podcasts I knew about in like 2014. Back in the day when everything was so much weirder, and like you didn't have to have video for your podcast too. That was a good time. Now it's like, I don't even tell people, like, don't start a podcast unless you're going to have video with it. So yeah, basically it's a podcast, and so he goes to Canada to try to meet some to talk with a kid from a viral video they had. But turns out the kid killed himself or accidentally died. I don't know. Didn't look too much into it. So basically Justin Long went to Canada and got nothing. So he sees a handwritten note on a flyer in a bathroom, and he goes to this guy's house because he's like, I have stories to tell. You should come hang out. And so what happened was Justin Long goes to the house and kind of interviews the guy. And then he was drinking tea, and clearly, like, I could tell at the beginning of the movie, like, the tea was clearly, there's drugs in the tea that knocked him out. So basically that happens, and so this guy decides that he has this long history where a walrus saved his life when he was younger, when he was lost at sea, and eventually he had to kill the walrus for food, and then he was saved immediately after, and so he always felt guilty about the walrus. Named Mr. Tusk, by the way, that was the name of the walrus. So now, what this guy likes to do is take humans, and he performs surgery on them to turn them into a walrus. Which, you know, why he needs a human to be turned into a walrus, I don't know. Why don't you just find a real walrus and do that shit? So he turns Justin Long into a walrus, and it is terrifying. Like, you see a little bit of the surgery. Like, first of all, he cuts off his legs. I believe both legs were cut off. At the beginning of the movie, you know, it was just one, but then it was two. I guess the arms were kind of sewn together, but hands up, so it like mimics the fins of a walrus too. And then like the leg bones are turned into the tusks for the walrus, and just my living hell on Earth being transformed like that. And like, and I don't know, like it feels like there's like a suit over his actual body too. So, you know, and stuff like that. So basically, they fight too, because he wants to have a rematch with Mr. Tusk, you know, but he has to do it as a human, and then, you know, and stuff like that. And like his friends come and save him and shit like that. But he's legitimately surgically turned into a walrus, and like I think they removed his tongue too, which don't walruses have tongue? I don't know. I would have let them continue talking. I don't know. And basically, Justin Long's character turns into just basically becomes an animal by the end of the movie. And at the end of the movie ends, you know, he's saved, but at what cost? He's still a walrus, and like his friends see him and are just horrified. And he gets sent to like the Manitoba animal sanctuary. That's where he lives now. He's a human. And I was thinking, like, couldn't they still fix him? Like, he may not have arms or legs, but like, I don't know, couldn't they? And they could help him communicate. I don't know. It feels like he shouldn't have to live. I don't know. There was no happy ending to this movie. And, you know, it's gruesome. It's gross. It's the fucking home. It's fucking horrifying, dude. I'm not having nightmares about it, but it like disturbs me. And like this idea is like, your life as you knew it is now over. You now have to accept becoming a walrus or be nothing at all. Like, that's a quote from something like from the movie. I'm like at that point I'd be like, I have to die. Like, and I don't know at what point I would have the will to live if I was turned into, like, my cum was cut out and I was surgically turned into a walrus. I couldn't do it. Like, and I don't know, at that point you just have to put me down. It's please, if I'm ever turned into an animal and there's no way back, please just someone put me out of my fucking misery, dude. But then here comes the worst part. Literally the worst part of the movie. I think this was right after we first saw Justin Long be almost turn into a full, after his surgery into a walrus, which is, oh, dude, it's so fucking disturbing. Basically, they go to a diner, and this detective, played by fucking Johnny Depp, with his fucking fake French-Canadian accent, comes in, and it's one of those scenes where, like, I can see there being an extended cut of it, but in reality, they need to, like, cut it down for pacing, because after this, the pacing just, any scene that Johnny Depp was in, like, the pacing of the movie just went to an almost stop. And he talks about how he ran into the guy. It's like, what the fuck is his name? Tusk movie. Howard Ho or something like that, yeah. And also realize that the main character's name is Wallace, which also sounds like walrus. So anyways, though, yeah, Johnny Depp, they're sitting in a diner and they're having a fucking scene with Johnny Depp, which is way too long of a movie, way too long of a scene, And it's also not funny. It's trying to be funny, and it's definitely not funny. Right after you saw a man just fucking butchered and turned into a walrus, the last thing I think I'm about to do is fucking like, let's have a little chuckle. Fucking Johnny Depp's Canadianness, you know? Stop. And then he says he went to this guy's house. So he went to Howard Ho's house, okay? And what happened is he's trying to interview him, and Howard Ho is pretending that he is in the 1930s, they would have definitely dropped the R word. I would say special needs. He's playing a special needs man. So that's cool scene. That part also goes on way too long. And yeah, he figured out from something he said about humans being the biggest monsters of all or something like that. And that's how he knows it's that guy. And then he left and stuff like that. So yeah, that was just, you know, I'm just saying though, when you watch someone just cut open and turn into a walrus, and then there's a scene of a guy pretending to be mentally disabled, I gotta say, it did not flow well. And did not flow well. I don't like it. And you know what? I think Johnny Depp deserved... He didn't deserve everything Amber did to him, but he deserved the shit in the bed for this movie. Johnny Depp deserved to have his bed shat on because of his role in the movie Tusk, okay? Johnny Depp deserved that shit because that was his role. Like, I'm not saying this is the worst movie I ever saw. This is the most traumatizing movie I've ever seen. But I'm not saying it's the worst, but this has to be Johnny Depp's worst performance of all time. Like, this is not even good. I was at a point watching, I'm like, is this scene gonna end soon? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I am so, like, you just automatically, after, like, you think it's gonna be funny for a little bit, and then it just keeps going on and on and on. You're like, God damn it. I want to take a shit in this guy's bed. I wanted to take a shit in this guy's bed. Amber, you can blame me for that one. I did it. I'm gonna take the fall for shitting in Johnny Depp's bed because of Tusk, the movie Tusk. I will take that from you, Amber. That's my crime, okay? All the other ones are yours, but that one's mine. So deduct some money from her and from what she owes him, and put that on my tab, Johnny. I'm never gonna pay you. I'm probably never even gonna see that much money in my life. So I play music, Johnny. You play music too, just a lot worse than me. I don't like saying I'm better than people in music, but because Johnny Depp took that role in Tusk, I believe, yeah, he does kind of suck at guitar. He's one of those guys. I think it's better like when musicians start on a good guitar, on a bad guitar, because I think it makes them play a lot better. And when people compliment me all the time, they're like, how do you play everything so clearly? I'm like, I don't know, practice. And I always just say practice, but in reality, it's probably because I played shit guitars and it made me have to force my fingers to make good tone out of that shit. Anyways, though, that was Tusk, the most traumatizing movie I've probably ever watched in my life. You know, my friend Josh Casey would not watch it and tell people to watch it. I watched it, and I'm going to tell you that you don't need to watch it. Hopefully, this podcast is a warning for you. Kevin Smith, you're on my list now of people who've wronged me, but I don't need to kill and who are fine, you know. I remember when he survived his heart attack, and I was like, good for him. I'm glad he's doing okay. Now, I'm questioning it, and I can't, this movie was also, crowdfunded too, right? People listen to his podcast and, wanted this, so, Kevin, we have a little bit of beef. We may need to figure out. Drizly, the ultimate convenience for all your alcohol needs, delivered right to your doorstep. Tired of making last-minute trips to the liquor store or dealing with crowded aisles and long checkout lines? With Drizly, your favorite drinks are just a few taps away, making your alcohol shopping experience easier and more enjoyable than ever before. Drizly brings the liquor store to you, offering an extensive selection of beer, wine, spirits, and more. Browse their vast catalog of top-quality brands, local favorites, and specialty beverages, all conveniently organized on their user-friendly app or website. With Drizly, there's no need to leave the comfort of your home. Simply choose your favorite drinks, place your order, and let their reliable delivery partners handle the rest. Whether you're hosting a party, relaxing after a long day, or simply stocking up for the weekend, Drizly ensures that that your drinks are delivered promptly and securely. But Drizly isn't just about convenience, it's about choice. Discover new flavors, explore unique craft brews, or find the perfect bottle of wine to complement your meal. With Drizly's vast selection, you have the freedom to choose exactly what you want when you want it. Worried about the hassle of age verification? Drizly has you covered. Their delivery partners are trained to ensure responsible alcohol delivery, making sure that only those of legal drinking age receive their orders. Your safety and the safety of your community is their top priority. Join the millions of satisfied customers who have already embraced the convenience and simplicity of Drizly. Say goodbye to the hassle of traditional alcohol shopping and hello to the ease of having your favorite drinks delivered to your doorstep. That's not all. Using our link in the description gives you $5 off your first order, which can greatly enhance your night, if you know what I'm saying. Ready to elevate your drinking experience? Download the Drizly app or visit our website today and experience the future of alcohol shopping. Cheers to a new way of enjoying your favorite drinks with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Honey, your ultimate online shopping companion that saves you time and money effortlessly. Are you tired of endlessly searching for coupon codes or missing out on the best deals when shopping online? Say goodbye to those frustrations and hello to Honey, the free browser extension that revolutionizes your online shopping experience. Honey is your personal shopping assistant that automatically finds and applies the best coupon codes at checkout, helping you save money with just a few clicks. No more wasted time scouring the internet for discounts. Honey does the work for you, ensuring you never miss out on a great deal again. But Honey doesn't stop at coupon codes. It goes the extra mile to ensure you get the best price possible. With Honey's innovative price history feature, you can track the price changes of your favorite products over time. This means you'll always know if you're getting the best deal or if it's better to wait for a price drop. And the best part, Honey works seamlessly with over 30,000 online retailers, including popular brands across fashion, tech, home goods, and more. Whether you're shopping for a new wardrobe, upgrading your electronics, or sprucing up your living space, Honey has your back, ensuring you get the best value for your money. Worried about privacy and security? Rest assured, Honey is committed to protecting your personal information. They never sell or share your data, and their browser extension is designed with top-notch security measures to keep your online shopping experience safe and secure. Join the millions of satisfied users like me who have already saved millions of dollars with Honey. Download the Honey browser extension today and unlock a world of savings every time you shop online. Don't miss out on an incredible deal and the chance to save money effortlessly. Experience the power of Honey and take your online shopping to a whole new level. Honey, the sweetest way to shop online. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
It's time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the podcast where I go over all of your questions and answer them to all my abilities and to the best of how I do it. So
let's just jump into it.
All right, first question we got here. How am I supposed to finger a girl without my arm cramping up? I love fingering my girlfriend, and she really enjoys it, but I keep running into the issue of my arm cramping before she can come. She likes it to be really fast for a while, but I can only go for a minute or two at that speed before my arm gets so weak. I need to slow down for a while. Am I just supposed to tough it out, or am I doing something wrong?
What?
I can't believe I'm answering this question. Okay. I think what you can do, this is kind of one thing I tell my guitar students. Sometimes if you're playing guitar, like it especially happens when you play power chords. It's a problem I have, is that I will hold down on everything too hard, and then my hand will start cramping because you're in the same position. And if you're watching, it's the hand position I'm showing you, and if you're putting too much tension in your arms, you're definitely going to have a problem. You're going to have a bad time. Best thing I can suggest you, I'm going to translate this from playing guitar into fingering women. Now, there's a lot in common with playing guitar and jerking off, but there's not a lot in common with playing guitar and fingering women. Surprisingly, bass is the best for that, and those guys aren't fucking women. All right, so I don't know I don't know how advanced you are, so you got to realize that, it's kind of wrist-related things, and your fingers are going into it too. So remember kind of like that part of your hand, like the gripping part of it. It doesn't, it's not like in your hand where it starts. it's your whole arm that would be the problem. So it's stiff from the ground up. So the best thing I could do is learn how to like practice, moving your finger and your finger motion, but don't have any tension on your arm or anything, like no squeezing and no gripping or stuff like that. When you hold on to something, like you're holding a grip and, it goes all the way down your arm, but do it where there's no tension on your arm, and you might be able to go Super Saiyan, if you know what I'm saying. And you're going to be able to do it. Last longer than 2 minutes. I say if you're going with I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how advanced your technique is, but if you loosen up your grip and don't try to restrict it so much, you can go for a couple days, my brother. I'm telling you, you can go a long way. So you just gotta make sure you're doing that. Also, make sure you're drinking water, because that does sound like a sign of. It does sound like it could be a little dehydration.
I identify as a fucking threat.
So, yeah, make sure you're drinking water. Dude, I got a soda stream. I got to tell you, best investment. The best investment. Because I love sody water, And instead of buying cans, you can just buy it. And then I learned that, there's CO2, canisters, things in there that you use to carbonate it. And it's usually $30 for a new one. What I learned, I can just go to Walmart and they'll swap it out for me. They'll swap it out for you for $15. When you think about a 2 12-packs of LaCroix is going to be around 15, but this is a bottle that is going to last me a long time. So very interesting. We can move on. This one looks juicy. I walked in on my sister going down on her boyfriend. So what exactly is the procedure here?
That's rough, buddy.
Our folks are away for the weekend and the boyfriend is supposed to be leaving soon, meaning it's literally just going to be me and her together in this house all weekend. Stop it. That's not where I'm going with this. I was not thinking about you two fucking at all, because the story started out with your sister giving her boyfriend the sloppy top. Basically, how the fuck am I supposed to make this not awkward? To make matters worse, it's my turn to cook tonight, and I was planning to do sausage and mash, but now I'm worried she'll think I'm taking the piss. Are you figured out what fucking degenerate country you're from? All right, so how do you make things not awkward? You got to think about it here. We were talking about earlier in the episode. We're talking about how the guy saying there's a lot of demons in the Barbie movie or whatever, but and he's like, I know people are going to share this and make fun of me, but Jesus loves you. So, it's kind of like, you got to just go with it. It's like when you're getting made fun of too, where there's a way how you react to it determines how long the joke is going to last. Where if you're mad and angry about it, and you go overboard to show it, it's never going to end. I'm telling you right now, why Bird Memorial Day, April 20th, 2009, the reason why that day is remembered and celebrated is because one guy could not take the joke, and we only made it worse. So a lot of times you got to let it go, and sometimes you got to make sure people can't get the best of you. And so joking about this situation with your sister is going to be the only thing making this better. But also, I'm looking here, you said you're 23 and your sister is 24. My parents are out of town. Buddy, you guys are full-ass grown adults. You're 23. A fucking Blink-182 song is about you. You know how fucking old you have to be for a Blink-182 song to be about you? You're both grown-ass adults. You should expect that your sister is going to be, blowing guys and stuff like that. And you're just going to, the best things for you to do is to know that it happens and then pretend that it doesn't. So, yeah, only thing I can really say for you here is go ahead and start making jokes about it, I think that's going to be the best thing you can do. Because if not, it's just going to be weird and awkward. But if you make jokes about it, the situation will get better from there, I guarantee. Why do a lot of people dislike Christianity? Now, I feel like to answer your question, it's not necessarily Christianity that the problem is. I think the problem is evangelicals, especially evangelicals in the United States, the Bible Belt specifically. Why do people dislike them so much? And I think the best thing to say is, I believe at least Christianity and even branches of Christianity are the only, one of the very few religions that that recruits. Like, Christians are the only ones who really recruit. Jews aren't out there recruiting. I mean, they're existing and running Hollywood and the world and all the bad things. But, they're not recruiting, There's only a certain amount of people who can be Jews. They're definitely, and especially if you're a guy recruited, like, you got to get circumcised. And if you're already circumcised, you have to get circumcised again for some reason. I don't know. I don't get how that is, God's like, get circumcised. They're like, all right. You want to be a part of my religion and you're already circumcised? Do it again. Like, I don't think that's possible. First of all, if you say get circumcised a second time, that makes no goddamn fucking sense, okay? It's already off. It's like, take your hat off. I'm like, okay. All right, now I'm going to take your hat off again. Like, the hat's already off. You can't take the hat off a second time if it's already off. Unless I'm wearing two hats, then you cut off my first foreskin. Or unless your foreskin grows back. If your foreskin grows back, that's incredible. I'm impressed. But no, I think we're talking about evangelicals here. People just say that it's their recruitment, and I think it's a lot of United States culture. I just think Christianity is way too popular in the United States, and it's persuaded people into believing not only things that are wrong, but they're unethical and like just horrible things that have been done to human beings. And a lot of wars started with some Christianity somehow involved, the Crusades somehow, and shit like that. Like, it's a lot of that. So yeah, evangelicals don't have the right thing about that. And now it's especially there's a lot more influence, like especially, I think we talked about the Duggars a couple weeks ago, but they're raising kids who were homeschooled and brainwashed and can't read, okay? We're safe to assume if you're homeschooled, I'm not saying all homeschool kids can't read, but a lot of them can't. And a lot of you are like, I'll prove I can read. I'm like, all right, I'll send you the script of this episode. Remake this read. I'm going to send you some reading exercises, and I want you to read that shit to me. I'm going to make you sight read a paragraph. I like sight reading. Okay, we're going to read some music. Okay, like really challenge yourself and to see how good you can learn a song in 1 second. And then they can't read. And they're taking control, and now they feel like integral to join politics, which, it seems weird when a religion wants to get into politics, typically meaning it's cult-like behavior, because if they're trying to infiltrate the government, it's saying a lot about that. So, and a lot of their beliefs. So a lot of, different religions, they have beliefs, and most of them live in a way where it's like, this is how I want to live, and I follow these teachings, and I follow this way of lifestyle because of my religion. And it's when them doing it is not making other people do it. How Christianity works is they want people to follow everything. And if like, oh, that guy's a Muslim, like he's a bad person, he's evil. I'm like, just because someone's not a Christian doesn't mean they're evil. Honestly, it makes more sense saying if you are like an evangelical or a Christian, that you are evil. There's more, I could justify that more than just someone's like, if he's not a Christian, he's evil. And they say anything that doesn't really go with their viewpoint of the Bible is evil, and they start making up shit. And it's just, especially with their fight against gay marriage and trans rights and letting women have choices over their body, they're the biggest influence in trying to strip away rights from people. So there's many, many, many reasons why people hate Christianity, but I hope those are some good ones, I guess. What word do you constantly misspell? I used to misspell diarrhea all the time because I usually have diarrhea all the time. So I just recently learned this trick into how to spell diarrhea. Dude, I really, really have explosive anus. And that spells diarrhea. Dude, I really, really have explosive anus. Yep, that's how you spell it. Diarrhea. That'd be funny if I'm spelling it wrong, too. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, diarrhea is a hard one. Who knew? Do you think the guy who made up the word for diarrhea, do you think it was his last name? I don't want to look it up. I want to live in the mystery. I think he was like, is he like a Joseph Pilates type of guy? Or do you think it's like, I'm gonna come up with this word and no one's gonna know how to spell it. So when they have to constantly tell people what they have, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle even more. That's the lifestyle I'm working on. So yeah, I think diarrhea is probably the most one. I'll get other words. There's other words too. I think it's just like sometimes you spell a word right and it looks wrong, and that always like worries me and shit like that. And yeah, so remember what I taught you today. How do you spell diarrhea? Dude, I really, really have explosive anus. And that's how you spell diarrhea. And honestly, it's a really good little acronym or whatever. So
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
am I wrong for not wanting to date single mothers? I'm trying to get back into the dating scene after many years being out of it. I've always had bad luck with women, and it seems to be continuing. Anyways, most of the women I see on dating apps around my age seem to have children. I don't really want to date single mothers because I don't want a child. I don't know to see me. I don't want a child I don't know to see me as their dad soon after dating. If I do date a single mother, get attached to the child, and end up breaking up with the mother for some reason, it's going to hurt worse. My family would be against it and instantly hate the woman. Added stress of raising a child without a proper income, especially someone else's. I'm a university student. However, it seems most women who are single also have kids anyways. In this day and age, I've always had a fantasy of having a family and raising my own children, but I'm starting to doubt it's going to happen at this point. But that's okay, but I'm not exactly fond of the idea of raising someone else's. I might make an exception if I have known the person years before dating, but that's it. Am I wrong for this? It's not a standard, but it's a preference. It also feels in literally cutting my dating pool by more than half. I've tried looking for dates in real life as well, but been unlucky. So, yeah, this is a very interesting, guys. As a single guy myself, let me guide you. First of all, since you're 26 and you're still in university, all right. So, yeah, here are my thoughts on single mothers and shit like that. On one hand, I don't want to be a father right now. So for me, I don't want to be a father right now. But I don't know if I'm, but I'm also, dating in the 30s, So unless I date like a chick at least 5 years younger than me, it's not going to be. There's a possibility she's going to have a kid. So and I think it's hard. It's hard for me. I always tell people you probably have too high a standards. You probably need to lower them a little bit. And, I think like a perfect standard would be, yeah, she has a kid, it's not a big deal, but I don't want to be the kid's dad. I think that's fair to say. Like, I don't want to be that kid's dad. I just, if I end up being their stepdad, that's one thing, but that is something that's different because there's two types of women you can date in regards to single mothers or whatever. They either or maybe divorce or not together with the child's father, but the child's father is very active in the child's life, which, that would have to be the situation I'd have to be in before even doing that. And then there's the other situation where the dad didn't want the kid, and we don't know where the dad is. The kid's dad is gone and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to, but then you date someone like, be my kid's dad. And you're like, no, I don't want to be a dad. If I wanted to be a dad, I'd have a kid by now, But so yeah, I think that's the idea of I think it's really fine to say that, like, hey, I'm not opposed to dating a woman with a child. However, I do not want to be that kid's father, I don't mind if the kid, you know, if you end up having to live with the mother and the kids in the house, you know, and shit like that. And you know, it's clearly there's baggage there where like, oh, we got to make sure the kid's fine. And, you know, you're probably occasionally going to have to give them a ride somewhere. You know, it's just, you know, how it is. It's how life is. You have to give people rides places sometimes. But yeah, no, I think it's fine to assume that like, hey, I don't want to be a kid's father. So if you're going to date a single mom, like, the father's going to be in the picture, and you know that's something you have to deal with, but I think it's a better situation than like having to be a father to a kid you don't really want to be a father to, you know. It's a different situation, you know. I have a cousin he's technically not blood related to me because I guess his mom had him and then married my cousin. You know, it's a long story short, but he adopted the cousin my age and, you know, and stuff like that. That's a long story, but yeah, so it's definitely something you see that. And sometimes, you know, you might like the kid, you know, that's something too. But there's also a theory though too, especially like, you know, getting into 30s and 40s, and late 20s, you know, that like when a woman, you know, they have a kid and it just kind of seems like their fun days are over and now like she's looking for something serious now that she's all used up and broken. Now is the time she wants you to be like the serious partner for her. So I don't know. You kind of have to understand the vibe of the single mother. But at the end of the day, what I would tell you is that don't immediately dismiss a woman just because she has a kid. But, you know, if you're going to be in a serious relationship with her, like the kid's going to be there. You just have to, you know, understand what you want. Like, you know, saying like, I don't want to be this kid's father, you know, or like be his father figure, you know. I want to be nice and shit to him, you know, but like, I don't want to be the father. I think that's perfectly reasonable for someone to say like, hey, it's okay you have a kid or anything, but I'm not trying to be a father, you know. I'm just, you know, and it's different and it might not work out, and sometimes things don't work out, and guess what? That's okay. And you don't have to deal with her fucking child again. So, good for you.
This is the type of guy you get.
Hypothetically, would you scam/steal money from strangers if you could legally get away with it and the funds were going to put you/your children into a permanent residence? Okay, so the idea is stealing from someone and you're 100% able to get away with it. And the money goes to your children. I don't want to like steal from individuals or scam individuals. That's just not, I don't think I would like to, I don't know. It's a little too personal because, you know, you always hear when like a family has money problems, it's just, when you have money problems, it's just, I don't know. It's just not a good feeling. Like you're so stressed and anxiety, like really puts a damper on your health. It's really bad. It's like, a lot of my health problems I've realized are probably anxiety related. You know, anything that's wrong with me is like probably anxiety. Well, why am I fat? I don't know. You like eating a lot because you're anxious, you know? Stuff like that. It's just like every aspect of it. So, but I wouldn't mind. So I wouldn't steal from an individual, like, or a stranger, you know, or individual, or scam them. I wouldn't mind scamming places like big businesses, you know, the ones that the evil, like Amazon, you know. Sometimes I've never done this because I am too scared, but I've heard other people do this where it's like you just say you never got your item from Amazon, they just refund you, you know, like they'll just do it. And like, you know, I don't think ethically that's the wrong thing to do, but consequently, like, do you care about hurting Amazon? Like, fuck no, I don't care about that shit. So it's that. So I would say that if you're going to steal or scam from someone, do it the right way. Scam billionaires, big corporations, do that shit because that's how you live in a society, okay? Now we're finally made to our last question. What video game would work well as a movie? So, okay. So yeah, this is a good one. They already made the Mario. They made a Mario movie, which was like how long it took for them to make. You know, they made more Mario movies and Mario shows before, and those were ass. But like I think the Illumination one, surprisingly good. It was surprisingly good for a Mario movie, and like as a fan of Mario games, like it they give you a lot of little Easter eggs and stuff like that to like that you can enjoy. Because I'm pretty sure I played like I'm pretty much played every Mario game for the most part, and the fact that little Easter eggs here and there that you can enjoy, like Chunky in the when there's the Donkey Kong. Then there's Chunky. He's dead. DK Donkey Kong. So stuff like that. So I'm thinking about games. Star Wars Lego. They should make that into a movie. No. The first one that comes to mind, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm just gonna go with this one. The first one that comes to mind. A Legend of Zelda game. That would be fucking insane. The thing is though, because I think I would love for a Nintendo cinematic universe like Illumination, but I don't know if like the Illumination kid friendly, like kids movie studio would be the right fit for a Zelda show. It would either need to be live action, like like kind of like The Witcher, but I don't want it as gritty. I want it to still feel, because like Zelda games, like you play it and there's like, oh, something bad happened, but however, like the world doesn't seem like so dark and gloomy and moody. So like there would need to be some bright colors and stuff like that. I mean, I would personally love a Zelda movie in the kind of in like the animation styles like that, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I would fucking love that. But I think live action could work good as well. But I think if it's an animation style, it needs to be like a really cool, unique kind of animation style. Basically, like the games already are, at least the current games they're making. But I would absolutely love. I say I'm not a big Zelda fan, but Tears of the Kingdom I think it's probably made my list of top favorite games of all time. But there's so much cool Zelda lore to get into. It would work so well. I think it would work better as like a series, but I don't know how long. I don't know. I think maybe a movie would be good too, but nice long ass movie. I would need to be 2.5 hours. I would want it to be 2.5 hours. I want them to fit a lot into it, because one of the nice things about the Zelda games is it really just makes you take your time on stuff like that too. Like you're going to climb a wall. It's going to take a couple minutes, but you'll get up there. But like, you got to take your time and go slow. And I think something like that would be really, a Zack Snyder directed Zelda movie. Zack Snyder directing a Legend of Zelda movie, dude, he kick fucking ass at that, dude. Because even in the game, sometimes you do attacks and it goes into like slow motion. Like if you're using the bow and it goes into slow motion, that would be so fucking bad. Dude, Zack Snyder, just tell him to not make it super edgy, but like make it like a PG-13 movie where it's like, it's not really a kid's movie, but kids can see it, with their parents, and it's not like that bad. Like put a little bit of violence in. Dude, that'd be fucking bitching, dude. Zelda game or Zelda movie would be fucking awesome, dude. And with all that being said, I think this is how we're ending the episode today. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Social media, my social media is at TheSchweezy. Make sure you're checking that out. My music is under Schweezy as well. Next episode / next week, I will have a cool announcement involving music. So big things coming. And like I said, we're not talking about your mom. And make sure you're checking that out. Patreon, Cash App, and PayPal, a great way to support us. Or not just me and the podcast, but music too. Also cool stuff. And make sure if you're on the audio platforms, check out the YouTube page. Subscribe, leave a comment on one of the highlights. Share the highlights with your friends. And if you're on audio, leave a review. Give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1-star rating. So, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. Thank you for tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, and joining me on this incredible journey. I hope you've enjoyed the valuable insights and engaging discussion I brought to your ears. To ensure you never miss an episode, hit that subscribe button now. By subscribing, you'll receive automatic updates whenever we release new content, keeping you in the loop with the latest episodes and topics. Subscribing not only guarantees that you'll never miss a beat, but also helps support our show. Your subscription plays a crucial role in helping us continue to bring you high quality content and maintain our podcast growth. So whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform or watching our YouTube channel, take a moment to click that subscribe button. Join our community of passionate listeners and be part of the journey. Personally, I appreciate your support, and together, we can make this podcast even better. So don't wait any longer. Hit that subscribe button now and stay connected with us. Thank you for being part of our podcast family.